You are listening to Shaun of the South podcast, brought to you by Food City, fresh, local, and full of flavor. From certified Angus beef and locally grown produce to fresh sushi, wings, and Dietz and Watson deli meats, Food City has it all, ready to go. Enjoy curbside pickup, full-service floral, and pharmacies that accept thousands of insurance plans and benefit cards. Earn fuel bucks and save at any Gas and Go fuel center, because nobody does food like Food City. Find your nearest store at foodcity.com. The Dothan Opera House is an old building constructed during World War I. Everyone has performed here: Willie Nelson, the Statler brothers, Conway Twitty, Bob Dylan. It's a nice building. The brick edifice is classical revival. The arched windows are Italianate. The city recently pumped some major cashola into this place, and boy does it show. The Opera House is gorgeous. I arrived early for a pre-performance sound check, driving our dilapidated van, Myrtle. Myrtle is not gorgeous. Myrtle is beat up. Myrtle used to be a plumber's van. She's been with us a long time. She looks exactly like the kind of van you'd expect to be driven by a guy who, whenever he squats to work beneath your kitchen sink, you see 8 inches of exposed bare, white, gluteal cleft. My name was on the Opera House marquee. When I pulled up, I saw this, and my eyes started to blur. You see, my life began here in Dothan, of all places, a long time ago. At the time, I had just graduated from community college. Before that, I had been a dropout. I earned my high school equivalency, which consequently is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Anyone who believes GED recipients are not as smart as everyone else should take the GED exam. Being a dropout is difficult. When you're a dropout, you just can't shake the feeling that you're a waste of oxygen. This feeling pervades your being. I know it sounds irrational, but you walk into a room of ordinary folks, and no matter who they are, you will rank beneath them. Because everybody who's anybody has gone to school. Everyone except you. After a while, the dropout begins the slow process of devaluing him or herself. You start to believe what everyone else believes. You are trash, lower than trash. You are societal debris. People give you weird looks when they hear you didn't attend high school. They look at your feet and seem surprised that you're wearing shoes. You can often see what your conversational partners are thinking whenever you open your mouth to speak. They're thinking, this idiot has never even taken the SATs. Why should I listen to anything he says? Well, 12 years ago, a woman from the Houston County Library emailed me and asked if I would come to the library and give a talk about my first book. My first response was, no way. My second response was, absolutely not. I am not a real author. I'm just a guy who wrote a book of funny stories. Besides, nobody wants to hear a dropout open his mouth. I told her this, but the lady kept emailing, and eventually I caved. I sat up in the back of the library. I brought my guitar. I was prepared to be embarrassed. I knew they were going to laugh me out of that building. I was really nervous, mostly for 2 reasons. I thought, A, nobody would show up, and B, the few unfortunates who did would regret it. But I'll never forget that day. The room began to fill. Soon the space was standing room only. Then people began filing outside onto the sidewalk. They all held copies of my book. The people asked me to tell stories, so I did. Then they asked me to play guitar, so I did. The whole day was a blur. I remember at some point applying my autograph to an elderly woman's brassiere region. And also, I remember crawling back into Myrtle and finally letting the emotions out. I wept into my wife's shoulder as she embraced me. We were interrupted by someone who worked at the library that day, long ago. The woman rapped on our car window, and she saw me sitting there, tears all over my face, snot adorning my upper lip. She said, "You realize what this means?" And she wore a soft smile. She says, "Dothan claims you. You're ours now." And as I pull up to this opera house, I realize that was the day I ceased being a dropout. Well, thanks for listening to Sean of the South. I've been your host today, Sean Dietrich, and it has been a true privilege. To find out anything more about what I do, you can visit SeanDietrich.com, or for those who are not particularly good spellers, you can visit SeanOfTheSouth.com, and there you can find out all sorts of information that you didn't know you didn't need to know about me. And while you're there, I hope you take the time to drop me a line. Tell me what's important to you. Tell me what's going on in your life. I'd like to hear it. And in case anyone hadn't told you today already, I love you. Now go say that to somebody else. Have a great day.